Today's question is, how do I have a better attention span? If you want to have a better attention span, the first thing you need to acknowledge, which clearly you have by asking the question, is that your attention span is not operating at an optimal level. You want more, right? But there is a clue within your question. If you want to have more or a better attention span, you need to ask yourself why you're not paying attention to the things that apparently are important to you. To me, attention span's got a lot to do with priorities and a lot to do with focused intent. When you think that something is important, or you believe something is important, you will stay focused on it, because the moment that you're pulled out of focus, you'll put yourself straight back in. Where most of the time we lose focus in life is when we're doing something or learning something or involved in an interaction that doesn't really interest us. It doesn't excite us, it doesn't serve us, right? If it did, your attention is there. It's like right now on this video. If you're somebody who's asked me a question like this, or you're the person that asked me this specific question, I bet you right now you are sitting here locked in listening to what I'm saying. Why? Because this interests you. It's directly speaking to a pain point that you've been trying to figure out. Okay, and it's going to give you some value to move forward with. But your attention span isn't a problem right now, yeah? Because you're interested. So when it comes to your attention span and fixing it in areas in your life that you don't enjoy, that's where it requires a little bit more training to say, okay, I don't enjoy this, but my mind is going to override the fact that I'm jumping between my phone, what's on the television, what's outside, what I've got to do in 3 days' time, what somebody said to me 2 days ago, that the exercise I've got to do. You can see where I'm going with this. You're jumping between all these things to try and find something that interests you, something that stresses you, something that bothers you. It's all to take you away from the present moment of now, which you're not interested in. All right, so you have to find a way to train your mind to understand what I just said. And when you do catch yourself going beep, 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 doing the monkey mind stuff, which we all do, bring yourself back to now and say, okay, cool, thanks for that. Back here. This is important. You need to decide something's important. The moment you decide it's important is the moment your attention span instantly gets better. Instantly. All right, I'm not speaking from a place of like my high chair and like do this. I'm speaking from a place of equality with you, because I go through the same challenges. And this is how I've overcome it, and this is how I've helped other people overcome it. First thing, if you can fix it, is start doing things you enjoy more or that align with you more, because then your attention span will automatically upgrade. Second thing is, if you're in a position where you can't do things that require, that allow you to enjoy yourself more, but they require you to do things you don't like, then you need to acknowledge that fact and pay respect to that fact. Your mind is going to be less interested, therefore you become more engaged. You choose to be more disciplined. All right? If you're someone who genuinely struggles to focus on tasks that you're interested in, it's rare, but it can happen, then you're someone who needs to work with your own energy. Take regular breaks. So for example, if you've got an hour to get something done, give yourself 3 hours to get something done. Work for 10 minutes, take 10 minutes off. Come back for 10 minutes, take 10 minutes off. You can do all sorts of things. My point is, the moment you get real about your energy, you understand whether it's something you just don't enjoy or something that you have to do, all right? Everything changes really fast. All right, and there's a video I've put out on I have to versus I get to, and that explains the I have to concept, if you want to dive into that one as well. But to stay on task and on track here with this conversation, if you have to do something, then you have to acknowledge that your attention span needs work. It's all a mindset. This part is all a mindset. It's all a perspective shift. When you understand what you are and what's driving what you're doing, you can also understand what's driving you to not do things, and to understand why you're not being driven to do other things as well. You understand both sides of the equation. All right, so I hope that's helpful. I hope that gives you some insight into how to better your attention span. All right, because for me to sit there and say, do this technique today and think like this, I don't believe in any of that crap. I believe that's just all clinical driven jargon that serves nobody. And hopefully in that what I just said, I didn't upset anyone or sound discrediting, but I'm just calling a spade a shovel, right? The reason why I'm getting asked all these questions from you guys, and I love that you're asking, and that you ask other people these questions is because all of these practices and studies and things that we've spoken about in the past don't work. If they did, you wouldn't be here listening to this video and it wouldn't be needed to be spoken about. So I'm hoping with what I've just said, getting a little bit more real with you about it, and just, again, bringing it back to self as to what you're interested in, or acknowledging and paying respect to the fact that you do need to do this, therefore it becomes important by proxy. That's the game changer for your attention span. There's no little trick to change it other than that, all right? So hope it helps. I know it will help. Give it a shot and let me know how you go.